Good morning, my dear students. Kailash Chandra Panda welcomes you to his new English environment. In the last episode, we discussed about the first three stanzas of the poem, The Solitary Reaper. In this episode, we will discuss the remaining part of the poem. In this video, we will discuss the meaning of the important words and phrases of the last stanzas, the substance of the stanzas, and important question and answers of the last four stanzas. Now, let's discuss the fourth stanza. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Here, thrilling means exciting, that touches our emotion. Farthest means very far. Hebrides refers to a group of islands to the northwest of Scotland. The twofold voice of the cuckoo that is heard in the spring season is no doubt heart-touching. It breaks the silence of the sea among the very far group of islands named Hebrides. But for the poet, the voice of the solitary reaper is more thrilling, it is more heart-touching than the voice of the cuckoo bird. Let's now discuss the important questions and their answers from this stanza. What disturbs the silence of the sea among Hebrides? The answer is the voice of the cuckoo bird. Now the second question. Whose voice is more thrilling than the voice of the cuckoo for Wordsworth? The answer will be the voice of the solitary reaper. Now come to the third question. In which season does the cuckoo sing? The answer is very easy. In spring season. Now let's move to the fifth stanza of the poem. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old unhappy far off things and battles long ago. Here plaintive means very sad, very sorrowful. Numbers means music or song. Far off things means the incident of the long past. The poet fails to understand the theme of the girl's song. So he asks the other passers-by to tell him what the girl is singing. What is the theme of the girl's song? Then he himself imagines that it is a sad song which is related to some unhappy events of the past or the battles which were fought long ago. There are only 2 to 3 questions in this stanza. First question. Why does the poet ask others about the meaning of the solitary reaper's song? The answer is he doesn't know the language of the song. Next question. What do you mean by plaintive numbers? The answer is sad song. Next question. What does the poet guess about the meaning of the song? The answer is a sad song related to some old unhappy events. Now let us discuss the sixth stanza. Oh, is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been and that may be again. Humble means ordinary song. This is the only word. Again, the poet guesses that the song might refer to some familiar day-to-day matter. Further, he apprehends that it might be related to some natural calamity, loss or pain that happened or may happen again in future. Only two important questions are there in this stanza. The first question is, what do you mean by humble lay? The answer is ordinary song. Next question, what familiar matter does the poet think the song of the solitary reaper may be? The answer is natural sorrow, loss or pain. Now let's move to the seventh stanza. Whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. Here theme means subject. Sickle means it is a tool for cutting grass or paddy, etc. Maiden means an unmarried girl. Here refers to the solitary reaper. Bending means making cord. The poet is so much impressed by the sweet voice of the farmer girl that he doesn't give importance to the theme of the song, as if the song has no end. He saw the girl singing while reaping the grain, bending over the sickle. Now let's discuss some important questions of this stanza. What do you mean by the expression as if her song could have no ending? The answer is the solitary reaper's song has an eternal appeal to the poet. What is the girl cutting the crop with? Is the answer? It is with a sickle. Which word indicates that the girl is unmarried? The answer is maiden. Now come to the last stanza. I listened motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. Here motionless means without moving. Still means without any noise or motion. Mounted means climbed. And bore means carried. The poet listened to the girl's song, standing there silently. Then he started climbing the hills to go to his destination. But the sweet voice of the girl echoed again and again in his heart, though he could hear it no more. The melodious song of the girl had left an everlasting impression in his mind. Now let's discuss the questions and answers of the last stanza. First question. How did the poet listen the song of the solitary reaper? The answer is still and motionless. Next question. Where did the poet bear the music of the solitary reaper? The answer is in his heart. So students, in this way, we completed the poem Solitary Reaper. Watch the video again and again and practice the question and answers. I will come with a new topic next time. Till then, goodbye. Stay blessed.